Continuing on talking about things that I do with learning after school with my kids, we are going to be talking about some really fun phonics activities. Hey you guys, it's Christina from the Purple Alphabet. I've been doing some after school activity videos for maybe a couple months now, and I wanted to add one for this week. This week I'm pulling together a couple of activities. My kids do go to regular school, but after school sometimes I like to have some things kind of tucked away, ready to go for when I need just something. You know what I mean, right? You just need something to do. So I prepare some trays ahead of time and some activities ahead of time that I put away, and then throughout the week I can pull them out, and I usually put them around themes. And today we're going to do phonics activities. I have two kids, ages 4 and 6, so they're at different levels for learning phonics. So I'm hoping to find some things that I can put together that they can do at the same time, and then maybe a little bit separately to focus on the different skills that they need. If you have more ideas that I should try in learning phonics, let me know down below in the comments. I always love hearing your feedback. So here's what I'm putting together this week.
So phonics is a little bit hard for me to do because I have two children that are at different levels. One's 4 and one's 6. And so I have to keep them both occupied at the same time. So I'm going to show you some things that I'm going to just gather together. I'm going to put them in one spot so that when I'm ready to pull out an activity, I'll have it ready to go. Some of these things you've probably seen before on my channel. It's just what I'm pulling together for this week to kind of work on. One of those is from this busy bag. This is an old busy bag that I've had for quite some time. The materials themselves came from Target. I don't think they still have them, but I want to point out that you can make these just as easily as anyone else. Just a computer and some clip art is all you need. The set I bought has these little 3 letters at the bottom, and you're supposed to clip a clothespin. I went ahead and put a whole bunch of clothespins in here on the correct letter. So whale, and she would clip on the W. Another fine motor exercise, because using those little 2 fingers is great to help develop little muscles so that you can write better. And then she would do the whole bag. The thing is, this whole set doesn't go through the whole entire alphabet, which is a reason why I do not like it, but it's just another way to do things. My kids just like variety, and I have to present things to them in different varieties in order to keep their attention, to keep them wanting to learn more. So that's why I have a whole mix of activities. So this is my first one. This will probably take her 5 to 10 minutes depending on how focused she stays, but that's going to be my first go-to. Next I have a workbook, and I don't traditionally pull out workbooks for when I do my after school activities. I usually save the workbooks for my restaurant kits, but she's almost done with this one. She's worked on it over the past couple months or whatnot, and she's up to O and P, and so I thought we could just do a couple pages out of here, you know, whatever she wants. I'm not a big stickler about finishing these. Just something different and tactile, and she does like to color. That's my second go-to item. I mean, just real simple, guys, keeping it easy this week. And then also for my 4-year-old, I pulled out this pack that I bought a long time ago from, what was it, Dollar Tree. This is the cut, trace, and paste activity. And this is one that I think both my daughters can do together because they do like to do these as teamwork. Let me pull it out and show you. These are fabulous. If you haven't seen these before, this is actually the second one I bought because my first daughter's already done it before. But inside there's these reproducible sheets, so you can, you know, make copies on them, and you cut out all of the things at the bottom and you put them in the appropriate spot. I like this because it incorporates writing. It also talks about the phonics picture, and then you have to do the actual cutting and paste. Once again, great for fine motor, and it runs through the whole alphabet. This is kind of a little bit too easy for my kindergartner right now. However, I want to see her coach her little sister a little bit better in getting it right. So that's why I think this is going to be a great together activity. Only $1 for this whole entire pack. So if you ever see these at Dollar Tree, they are worth it. And they're usually sealed up in this plastic, so you can't really tell what's inside, but this is a winner for sure. You'll just have to make sure that you have some scissors and glue handy. I pulled this out again. It's from the Target dollar section a couple years ago, and I think they brought it back maybe this past fall, I want to say, but it's just a felt chart with little pockets inside, and at the bottom here are all these little felt pieces that match up. And this is another game that they like to do together, where they each have a stack of these, and then they go back and forth guessing and putting them in the correct pockets. I'm going to use some flashcards. You can use any set of flashcards that you have, all right? So don't feel like you have to go out and find these exact ones. This just came with this set. You don't have to use the board. I mean, just be flexible on how you use materials, you guys. I'm probably going to have her pick her own pictures, just because I think that makes it a little bit more fun, and she'll put them here in the chart. And like I said, use whatever flashcards you have, because I bet you could do the same thing. If not, cut out pictures from a magazine or get some clip art. And then I have these alphabet letters. You can use magnetic letters, you can write the letters, you can just say the letters. I'm gonna have her match up the correct letter and place it next to the picture. I'll probably ask her to say it out loud first, because I think it's important to hear that sound. But she can go through and work on this with me, and by doing just, what is this, 5 at a time, it just really helps to narrow it down so it's not like the whole entire alphabet like this other, you know, the chart I showed you, like this one. It's not the whole alphabet, we're just focusing on some of these. And then if I notice after we do the alphabet chart, if 1 or 2 letters are kind of hard for her, I'll mix those hard for her letters up when we do this activity. This is why I'm going to do this one probably after. I don't know if you guys remember this one. It's from Learning Resources. It's called the Alphabet Acorns Activity Set. And this one is a sorting activity, which I think is pretty fabulous. It has all of the alphabet in here, and then it has miniature toys inside each one that match up to each letter. So like if I open the Q, there is a queen inside right there, see? And then also has the lowercase and the uppercase letter written on here. So there's a whole bunch of different ways you can play with this. I think I showed this in my holiday gift guide. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick out a couple letters. And once again, this is about isolating particular letters that I know need working on. So I don't know what they are yet because we haven't started, but I am going to do this. And you can also just do vowels or just do consonants is another way. And I like this because it is truly tactile. So I'm gonna put all of the little objects inside this little box here. And I always say this kind of stuff, you guys, you don't need this little muffin tin. It came from the dollar store, but I just like the way that it's presenting it here and separating it out. Don't need it, it's not necessary, it does not affect their learning whatsoever. So then I present to her the box, and she can go and place each one in the correct acorn. Really easy, really simple. Okay, what if you don't have this? Well, you can very simply make, you know, on little cups, you can put the letters on the cups like a paper cup. You could find objects around your house that you already have that match up to those letters, and you can have the child place them in a cup. You could just use a muffin tin itself and put the letter in here, and then have your child place the object inside the muffin tin. Another great way is also using like an ice cube tray, because it has a lot more slots. So don't feel limited if you don't have these materials. You can still do the same concept with things if you just kind of look around and see what you have on hand. If you are interested in this kind of activity, I always put these kinds of things in my Amazon store, which is linked down below. If you do want to purchase this and have it for yourself, then that's where you can find it. So strictly for my older child, since she's going to be doing some activities with her younger sister, I wanted to focus on a little bit more advanced phonics with her, which would be inside this box. And this is kind of cool. I don't think I've shown it on the channel except for a haul. Found it in the clearance section at Lakeshore Learning. Like I said, you could still do very similar concepts to it. There's these little cards in here, and you just match it up to the number on here. So this is card number 1, and so you'd find the cards at number 1, and you'd place it right on top of here, match the colors up, and when you put it on top, you'll notice these little slots all the way around the box. So you just basically take your cards and you sort. So we've been working on this for a while, but what I want her to do, and as an extension to this activity, is not only to sort them, but I want her to take the cards and write the blend. So for instance, she could write on here this, and then she can write all of the words that she has found in a list. And this is copying. She doesn't know how to spell yet. Spelling is not an issue at the moment. So she's just gonna copy the words that are written on the back of the card. It's figuring out where they go, in which section, which blend, writing that word over here for some writing practice, and then placing in here. Actually, you know what? Hold on. I'm gonna switch out this dry erase board for this other one that has lines on it. I got this at like the dollar store or Daiso or something, so that way she can actually practice on the lines. So I'm gonna switch out for this blank one and then have her write words on this board. So this one's gonna take her a lot longer than some of the other activities I have planned for my younger child. And we'll probably have to work on this together, but that's what we're gonna do. If you don't have this set, you don't need the fancy box set. If you don't want to, you can put together cups or little boxes and write on index cards the words, and then have your child match them up, and then just do it that way. There are ways around it, you guys, if you don't want to buy something new.
So all of these things are gonna go together on a shelf in my laundry room, and when we need them, I'm gonna pull them back out for my kids to try. Usually I put all the things that I do on Instagram, so if you kind of want to see the results and how it worked or didn't work, you can go check over there and see us in action. And make sure to click subscribe to see more videos like this and give me a thumbs up to show your love.